this video, we'll cover how to submit a new SWTA record. Once you're on the page for SWTA, scroll down the page, or it may be displayed directly for you depending upon the size of your screen, and click on the button that says Add SWTA. It is sitting above the right-hand corner of the table on the page. Now a secondary window has opened up for us. This is where we'll put in information for our SWTA record. The first question that is asked to us is whether or not we want to create a calendar event and invite for this training. TAM has the ability to create a calendar invite and to send that invite to attendees and have that invite associated with a particular SWTA record. This is useful if you're adding your SWTA proactively before it occurs and you want to both do that and create and set up your calendar invites and send those out all at one time. So if I click yes, and again, this is totally optional, you do not have to in order to submit SWTA, but let's say that I'm doing it proactively and I would like to have the calendar invite created. Some additional fields will appear. I'll still have to put in the title for my SWTA record. I'll put in the required attendees and the optional attendees, the start and end time, as well as the date and the location, whether or not I want a Teams meeting and a link to be automatically created and put into the calendar invite for me, and any text that's going to go into the calendar invite, as well as any other links such as a Zoom link. All of that will be put there. In this system, once I save my SWTA record, not only the SWTA record will be saved, but also the calendar invite would be created, and TAM would be handling all of it. It puts it on your calendar, and it sends it out to any of the required or optional attendees that you've identified right here in these fields. So that's fully automated for you. If you do not want to use that feature, you just leave it as no, which is the default. And we would put in the title of our SWTA training. It does not need to be unique. We'll put in our start and end time, so these fields are required whether or not you're using the calendar invite tool. Then we need to add each site that participated in the SWTA. I will click on Add New Site, which opens up this additional window. Select the entity type, which pre-populates the entity names that are available based upon that type, and any of the sites. You'll see you also have the option, in addition to school district, for intermediate unit, approved private school, and other. For other, that would be any agency or essentially anything that does not meet these three criteria right here is other, and you would use the other option. You do not have to put a site in if it does not apply to that particular other type. But you will need to put the name of that entity, whatever it may be. If you provided a training for an entire district, you can click on bulk add district sites, select the district, and it will automatically add all of the schools within that district. In addition, if there is a case associated with that school right now, it will add the case information right there. I can then delete any of these that I don't need. In fact, if I want to, I can delete all of them and add something else. When I go to add my individual site and I select the name, this additional information will come up here saying that there are existing cases for that entity and asking me if I would like to associate my SWTA record with those cases. I may or may not want to do that. If I do, which is the usual case, I would click the toggle button, click on Auto Find Matching Cases, and then select the case that aligns with the particular SWTA record. So if I know that I went out in this example and did SWTA associated with the short-term or critical request for this particular entity, I would say, oh, 413 is the case that I want. I would click Add, and now that particular site and that case are associated with this SWTA record. I can add any other sites. Some of them may not have any cases associated with them that you'd like to link. Some may or some may not, but you have that flexibility to make that connection. Next, I have special project. If none of the special projects align with the work that you are putting in here, that means that you can leave it blank. Then we'll put in the number of participants. This information is critical because it is used directly in reporting to the Bureau of Special Education. So as much as possible, we want estimations or actual numbers for the number of participants for each of these roles that are relevant to the SWTA record. We'll then identify our level, our delivery method, our type, and then critically, we need to identify the patent staff that were participating in this SWTA record. We'll add our name as well as the names of our colleagues. Doing this links it up and makes sure that everyone gets credit for the work that they've done. In addition, by adding your name and the names of your colleagues, once the SWTA record is submitted, it will automatically generate an email and send it to each of those staff members, letting them know that a SWTA record has been created, and gives them the SWTA record ID so that they can easily come into the system and look at that SWTA record if they need to. Finally, we have the option to select any collaborating IUs that may have participated, one or many. And we can provide notes related to that SWTA entry as well. Notes can be anything you'd like that are relevant and that you need in order to answer any questions or do any additional work related to this SWTA. There really is space for you. This concludes how to add a new SWTA record in TAM.